January 97. Steve and his girlfriend Roxanne went on a late night drive down along Seven Hills Road. When they encountered the last day on Earth. There's an old story told by the locals that if you drive down Seven Hills Road at midnight, then you might be unlucky enough to come across a truck. This truck wasn't just like any other truck. It was a ghost truck. When you get to the seventh hill, it would apparently appear in the distance. Looking very transparent while starting the engine before turning on the headlights, and drive straight for you. It is said, once this happens, you can never escape the road, and the chase continues until the truck eventually gets you and get you. It always does. Steve was driving. His left arm leaning out of the open window, cigarette in mouth, head gelled back, with Billy Idol playing loudly out of his (1938) car. Roxanne sat in the passenger seat, admiring him, feeling invincible in his presence, while also trying her first cigarette, but not to the knowledge of her boyfriend. They were in search of this mystery truck that everyone talked about in school. It even made them rounds in the school in which they were now known as local celebrities and the coolest people to be around. Wow, they are actually doing it. They are so brave. I once kissed Steve. Roxanne is so cool, but she has changed. These were common conversations, pieces floating around the high school. Over the first hill they went. 11 o'clock p.m. As they sped over the hill, getting that exciting gut sinking feeling, they talked about everything and nothing at the same time. Is this our official first date? Thought Roxanne. She looks so hot in that dress, thought Steve. The second, third, and fourth hill passed by without any sign of either the truck or anyone else on the road. It was like Steve arranged this perfectly for whatever intentions he had. Hill 5 passed as the music changed from Billy Idol to Ozzy Osbourne. Which for the time was not a coincidence. As the two of them start to grow closer, staring at each other, looking into each other's eyes, forgetting exactly why they are out here. Roxanne tried to do some Jedi mind stuff by hopping, or should I say hoping, he could read her thoughts, while Steve was hoping she couldn't read his. Steve leaned over and whispered in Roxanne's ear. She sat there, biting her lip in anticipation. Maybe this was a night of fuss. They could see number 7 up ahead. It was the biggest of them all and steepest. 11:56. The clock said, "Right on time," said Steve as he drove slowly towards the start of the hill, ready to speed up and impress his girlfriend. He stopped and asked, "Is she ready to do this?" To which she nervously replied, "Yeah." They pulled back the chairs and parked the car in excitement and anticipation. It all floated around their heads as this was it. The real reason they came here was for the isolation. Just parked by the side of the upward hill. They could see if any car was coming in either direction. Right up ahead, a blinding light clearly came from a large vehicle, but they were just parked there as if they bought a ticket to see a show. Steve and Roxanne beeped the horn, wondering what these guys' problem was. She questioned whether this was in fact the ghost truck that people talked about. There is no such thing as ghost trucks. Do you really think this is why we came here? It's just some guy. Roxanne seemed confused and reassured. The truck seemed deaf. to the beeps. Until the engine started and it drove in their direction at a speed that is surely allowed only in the sky. "Oh no!" Steve shouted as he managed to turn the car around in time and swerve the incoming crash. "Go, go, go, go!" panicked Roxanne. They drove up over the 7th hill, but the truck stopped following them. A few hundred yards down the road, their car stopped. Steve got out to see the tires had been slashed. It must have happened on the drop of the hill, he thought. "Oh no!" he shouted. Just behind them, the truck appeared once more and drove at them. But this time they had nowhere to go. The truck plunged into the back of them, causing their bodies to sickeningly crack into each other. Out of the truck stepped a very large man, about 6'8". He dragged both their bodies into a barn that lay by the roadside. They were still breathing and barely conscious. The guy took out a sledgehammer and repeatedly smashed Steve in the ribs with it, to the point where his stomach was caved in. And then he focused his attention on Roxanne. She pleaded with him and offered him money and even herself to let her go, but he didn't want anything only but pain. The last thing she remembered was looking at the wooded roof of the barn until boom, it was over. Both of them dead, brutally murdered and dismembered. Some weeks later, a group of people were driving by, out searching for the ghost truck. When they passed by the barn, and outside, it seemed that they saw heads on pikes that must have stretched for a kilometer long. The police were informed, and when they searched the area, they seen the man laying in his chair, wrist and throat slashed. He turned out to be a man that had lost his family on this road to drunk teenagers driving drunk one night, searching for the so-called ghost truck that the town had advocated was real. I guess you could say it was the town secret that everybody knew about. This was his way to avenge the people on the area. That took everything from him.